What's up, America? My name's Jason, and you're watching The Average Conservative. What's up, guys? So for today's video, we're going to go a little bit lighter, something kind of a little bit of a filler while I prepare the next big video. With everything that's been going on in big tech over the last 4 years or so, has been when we've really noticed it. A lot of people are starting to look for alternatives to the big social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, and such. So I want to really quickly just do a quick video, give you a rundown of what's out there, and let you have a choice of where you spend your time. Because as you know, there is plenty of evidence to show, despite the denials by the tech companies themselves, that conservative voices are being silenced on big social medias. So let's dive into it. All right, so here we have the first comparison is Facebook and its alternative. I'll go into that in a sec. This is my Facebook page for The Average Conservative, as you can see, and it's pretty straightforward. This is what we all expect from the general Facebook page. I'll click on View as Visitor and give you a more accurate image of what you will see if you visit the page. Pretty simple. Everybody knows Facebook. I'll even take you to my own homepage. This is what we've all grown to know. This is what we use. This is what we like if we're a Facebook fan. And one of the things I wanted to look for in an alternative was a website that worked as close to this as possible without obviously infringing on any of the copyrights that they would have to contend with. Because I really do. I'm part of the generation that really does love Facebook, but they are proven at this point, at least to my mind. They may deny it if they wish, but to me they seem to be proven to be censoring conservative voices, just like all the other major social media sites are these days. So the alternative I've found is called May We, or at least that's how I believe it's supposed to be pronounced. And as you can see, it is very similar. If you're looking for an alternative that doesn't have the liberal bias, the censoring of conservatives, then this is the site I would recommend. And again, this is my page. I just created this today, so I don't have it all the way set up yet, but I will be working on that in the coming weeks so that if I do get kicked off of Facebook, you will have another place that you can still find me. The next comparison is Twitter. We all know Twitter. This is the computer version of Twitter. Everybody's pretty well used to using it on their phones most of the time. But we all know Twitter. Twitter is very familiar to us. The biggest differences between Twitter and Facebook, on the computer at least, is the character limit for posts that are just text posts, and obviously the differences here with retweeting and commenting and liking. And the alternative I found, and I really like this alternative, is Parler. We've got new ones to look at, so we'll do that. Mark Levin's first. I love Mark Levin. So this is Parler, and you can see it works fairly similarly, and if you pull it up on your phone, you'll find out that the phone version also works fairly similarly to the phone version of Twitter. It also has something of a character limit for posts, but I'm not sure exactly what it is, and I may even be wrong, but I believe they have a character limit. But again, you can see it is fairly similar to the way Twitter works. And about a year ago was when I first found this one, and at the time I liked the look and the feel of the site, but I couldn't find anybody I liked to follow. There weren't very many people on Parler yet. Now, as you can tell, there's quite a few major major players on Parler now, and they are growing pretty darn fast. They are becoming quite the competitor for Twitter. Next up is YouTube. Everybody knows YouTube. This is where we all go to get our entertainment if we're only interested in watching for like 3 minutes at a time and then moving on, even though the videos are often much longer than that. That's just how we are. But we all know YouTube. And that's where my videos are for the most part. That's where everybody's looking at them right now. There's not a lot of you yet, but hopefully that'll change in the future. The alternative that I've found is called YouTube. Now, I love the Trumpian sound of that name. It's huge. Now, this was started up by the Utah Gun Exchange as a truly unbiased alternative to YouTube. So this is another place I am posting my videos here. At the moment, it takes a little bit of work to find them, but it's not too hard if you type in my whole channel name. There it actually brings up my 3 videos introducing the average conservative. That's me. Not going to let it play through right now. But those are the major competitors to the big 3, as I call them, for social media, and then the video site. All right, so there's a couple other things I want to go into in this video. Web browsers and search engines. Web browsers, I mean, there's lots of them out there, but the one that I use or have used for the longest time has been Google Chrome, and I know a lot of you use Google Chrome as well. But there's some issues with Google Chrome. Google has for a while now, it's known to people who are willing to believe the truth. They track your browser history, they keep track of where you go, and they sell that information to ad companies for personalized ads, but they get money for it, and I don't like that, because who else might they be selling that information to? So for a long time now, I've thought I need to switch. I really don't like this. It's not good. So I finally did make the switch. Just realized I have yet to add it to my taskbar, so I'm going to have to do that. But I am now using, I have just switched to Firefox. And I used to use Firefox before as well. But this was at least 10 years ago. At the time, I was having some issues with the web browser. Don't know if it was the web browser itself or if it was my computer at the time. But I'd had enough. I wasn't very privacy-minded, so I just switched over to Google Chrome. I am going to keep Google Chrome, kind of. We'll see how things go. I may end up deleting it over time just because as I've got all of these bookmarks that I use on a regular basis, but as I fill those in Firefox, I will likely, there's a decent chance I will delete Google Chrome entirely and switch to using just Firefox. So the other difference is the search engine. And everybody knows the Google search engine. It is widely considered to be the best search engine. It's certainly been around for a long time now. They've had a lot of time to perfect it. And when it comes to the search engine part of it itself, they do it right. They have pretty much everything right. You type in a search and it brings up what you're looking for. Now, there are issues with Google, one of which I'll be going over in another video. Which order the videos get put up in, I'm not sure yet. But Google has been known to change their algorithm to make it harder to find conservative content, conservative websites. And this is part of that whole issue with a lot of the big tech companies right now is they're actively trying to silence or subdue conservative voices, and they deny it, but we all know it's true at this point. So, because of that, I am also making a switch away from Google as a search engine, and I am going to be using a different search engine. I just realized that doesn't actually take me there. But I am using DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo is specifically created to protect your privacy. They don't track your activity to sell to advertisers. And as far as I know, they don't mess with their algorithm to silence, one political voice or another. There you have it. Those are the alternatives that I've found so far that seem like they are a pretty straightforward replacement for the big social media sites. There's others out there. If you have one that you think is better, please let me know in the comments, and we'll maybe do a video of that one in the future. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you want to know more, and hit that notification bell so you know when the next video drops. If you're interested in following me on other sites, I am on Twitter, Facebook, Parler, and also on Patreon if you're interested in maybe supporting the channel in a more meaningful way. Other than that,